Please rise for the processional. Please be seated. At this time, I'd like to welcome Dakota Crabtree to give the invocation.
Would everyone bow with me? Dear Lord, we thank you for the wonderful years you've given us at this wonderful school, all the wonderful and instructional tools that you've given us so that we may compete and excel in our lives in the future. Just be with us all as we go through tonight. Help everyone make it home safely and love you. And just be with us all and help us make it to your glorious land of milk and honey. In Son's name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Dakota. Families, friends, and faculty. One more time for Dakota. Families, friends, and faculty, I want to welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the Westside High School class of 2015. Let us begin by congratulating these seniors on their accomplishments and thanking their families, friends, and our faculty for supporting their efforts. "15 years ago, I sat in this very place receiving my diploma from Westside High School. My family is deeply rooted in this community, and at the start of the next year, my family will have its 4th generation in our school. Westside is a special place to work and learn. The family atmosphere that is felt when you walk the halls is the testament to the dedication, the hard work, and the long hours spent striving to help our students achieve. Graduates, you are the focus of our work. I was very fortunate to have been part of this school as a student, and I believe that being a warrior gave me something special, an advantage in my life, and that same advantage has been given to you. Congratulations, class of 2015. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce the individuals who will join me on the stage tonight. Dr. Brian Duffy, Superintendent. Ms. Brenda Tash, Assistant Superintendent. Mr. Shannon Davis, School Board President. Mr. Alan Oldman, School Board Vice President. Mr. Darren Harpole, School Board Secretary. Mr. Josh Curtin, School Board Member. Mr. Don Scruggs, School Board Member. Mr. John Broadway, former School Board Member. Mr. Stephen Tarver, the High School Counselor. Mr. Russell Dupuis, Senior Sponsor. And Mr. Freddie Bowen, Assistant Principal and Athletic Director. There's also a group of individuals I would like to recognize that without their constant dedication and commitment to our students, this night would not be possible. I ask our faculty to please rise and be recognized for your efforts this school year. And join me in a round of applause. Thank you again, faculty. We have 21 students that have completed a rigorous curriculum over the past 4 years that have qualified them to become honor graduates of Westside High School. Please stand and be recognized. You may be seated. It's my pleasure tonight to announce the guest speakers for this ceremony. These individuals have spent countless hours preparing for their achievements, and it is my honor to recognize our salutatorians and valedictorians for the graduating class of 2015. Please join me on stage, Salutatorian Drew Slavin.
Well, congratulations, everyone. We finally made it here. It's been 13 years in the making for most of us, and maybe a year or two longer for others. I'd like to spend my time up here mainly to thank a few people that made this possible for everyone, starting most importantly with all the parents, whether they're here tonight or not. I know especially my own and probably most of the parents of all these kids here have really pushed everyone to achieve in high school, and I don't think we really thank them enough. So can we give a round of applause real quick to all our parents here? I'd also like to thank all of our teachers and coaches and all our administration here behind us, and our counselor, Mr. Tarver, of course, for teaching us and motivating us and doing everything they can over the past few years and preparing us for the future and giving us what I believe was a pretty enjoyable high school experience, although I'm sure some people here would disagree with that one. And also thank you to all you guys for being our classmates over these years, and even the ones of us that don't talk to each other a whole lot. I know we've impacted each other a lot, and all of our lives have been touched by each other in one way or another, and we've all changed along the way, and I'm sure no one has changed more than a couple of guys back there in the back, Kyle and Kirk Williams, who, as it was so elegantly put last night by Coach Bubba Carter, transformed from two ugly ducklings and magically into beautiful swans right before our very eyes. And of course, most of all, thank you to Westside High School for giving us all the opportunities that you have. It's given us countless opportunities to succeed athletically, academically, and in other clubs such as band and choir, and here we have a pretty good theater program here too also. And so good job for everyone and what you've achieved here tonight, and we know that this school has prepared us for a great future. So as we go here from tonight, I'd like to wish everyone good luck and thank you.
Thank you, Drew. I'd like to welcome Salutatorian Ashley Smith.
Okay, hey you guys, this is a little nerve-wracking. Just wanted to say that, get that out of the way. Hello, class of 2015. I would like to start and go ahead and thank everyone who has helped me get to this point in my life and who has supported me, and my parents are amazing, and my family and my support system is so incredible, and all these teachers over here that have been with us for all these years, thank you guys. So today I'm gonna take us back, like way back, to the beginning of the story of us, so be prepared. I don't know how many of you remember kindergarten. I remember moments, and when I look back, I think of one in particular from that time. Every day, there was a group of us that would go out and play together because we were all in Miss Blades' class. And every day, I would ask you all to line up on the little logs out on the playground so I could explain what we were going to play that day and who was going to do what. Well, needless to say, one day you guys didn't want to do what I said anymore and decided you weren't going to play with me because I was too bossy. Me? Too bossy? Who would have ever thought of that? Who would have ever? Anyway, eventually some of you forgave me and we went on with our lives. Then we hit middle school. You remember middle school, right? We just got in lockers. We were trying to be Miss Colbert's reader leaders so we could sit at the cool table. Some of us had gotten braces, and the majority of us were in band, and our parents told us we were great. In retrospect, we were not great. I was talking with Madison Manley a few days ago, and she told me the story of Miss Wan's jelly bean jar. You see, Maddie had guessed the correct number of jelly beans that were in the jar, and just as she was getting so excited that she had a whole jar of jelly beans all to herself, Miss Wan broke the news to her that she got a pencil for guessing the correct number, not the whole jar. Maddie, I'm sorry you never got those jelly beans. I don't have any for you, but I'm still sorry. Then we were in junior high, bottom of the food chain and still trying to be cool. In 8th grade, we had bottom lockers and fully resented the 9th graders for it. And in 9th grade, we thought it was hilarious that the little 8th graders were below us. And I don't know how many of you volleyball girls remember when Emily and Jessica were just being rotten like always and sat on the hole covers in the gym floor in order to delay putting the net up. But before all was said and done, Emily had a hole in her very colorfully printed spandex, which were still cool back then, along with our tube socks. And we were all scrambling to find her something else to practice in while she was stuck there as the bell rang. And everyone in the whole school walked by, because that was back when we could still walk through the gym. But senior high was where it all escalated. We had 3 grades at lunch now, the halls were still sending us in circles, and graduation was in sight. From trying to put our self-written play on in drama and almost killing each other, to prom and senior skip day, when the squad got an $11 parking ticket for parking with our left side of the curb, we made it through. I don't know who gives an $11 parking ticket, but that's just sad. Anyway, everything that we did was leading up until right now. And I want to say congratulations, class of 2015. We're about to finish writing the story of us. Enjoy these last few moments and celebrate them together. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. I would like to welcome Salutatorian Spencer Vaughn.
It's a lot longer walk than it looks. I'd like to start by saying thank you to Mr. Graham, and would quickly like to thank Dr. Duffy, Mr. Bowen, the Westside School Board. Thank you everyone who showed up today thinking this was an ASU basketball game. Thank you friends and family of students, and most of all, thank you fellow graduates for giving me this opportunity to speak to you today. Let me preface this by saying feel free to laugh or cry as you see fit. My name is Spencer Vaughn, and my goal today is to reflect upon our past years in high school, inspire you to an outstanding future, and hopefully reduce you all to tears. Let me begin by saying that this is a huge, huge honor for you all to get to listen to me speak today. One clap, love it. When I began to prepare for this speech, I had no clue what I was supposed to say. What was I supposed to tell a group of my peers that I knew that they didn't? I looked to the natural source for answers, Google. I searched for the greatest graduation speeches of all time, so I would hopefully gain some insight into what made a speech worth hearing. First, naturally, I listened to Steve Jobs. After that, I thought about watching Bill Gates' speech, but figured he just copied Steve's like everything else, so I skipped it. I watched Jon Stewart's, Tom Hanks, and others, and what I found is that everyone just sort of did their own twist on the same themes, so here's my take on things. A mere 5 years ago, we began our journey as high schoolers. We entered as 8th graders, barely human, and began some of the most awkward moments in our life. Some of us entered into Miss Lovelady's class and learned the hard way that algebra will truly never be useful in our practical lives. In all honesty, though, Miss Lovelady, you're an amazing person and one of the greatest teachers I've ever had. As we entered ninth grade, we were actually starting to develop our sense of humanity. Despite the abundance of that's what she said humor, we were beginning to grow up. Several of us began to get involved in clubs and such and began to grow our network of friends. Ninth grade was a struggle for me, probably because the amazing teachers expected more from me and didn't spoon-feed me answers any longer. Miss McLeod is one of the best teachers I know I will ever have, and I loved her class no matter how much poetry she tried to shove down our throats. Mr. Mosley probably taught us some of our most important life lessons. 1, we can all be a millionaire if we put our minds to it. 2, we need to stay informed and go vote. And most importantly, 3, every government conspiracy we have ever heard is absolutely 100% true. Just kidding, Mr. Mosley. You're totally awesome and not crazy at all. Then came sophomore year. That's where our teachers actually started looking at us as humans. We learned a lot in 10th grade, and it flew by. Miss James loved us like we were her own, and still does. Despite the fact we had to read one of the worst books of all time that summer, the King Arthur Jurassic Park crossover and Julius Caesar Harlem Shake by far made up for it. I can honestly say Miss James is one of the strongest women I know, and we all love you and thank you for everything. Miss Barnett in biology down in her lair, and in 10th grade, most of us had the honor of learning from the greatest Westside warrior we've ever met. Mr. Griffin taught us so much more than world history. He taught us about the world around us. We learned never to cross the threshold with a watermelon candy, to always finish a house project when you start, and most importantly, always follow our hearts and be true to who we are. Then along came junior year. It was challenging to say the least. We were beginning the world of AP, true college courses. AP Lang had some serious summer work, but we fought through it, not to say that we didn't whine about it. Miss Eggers, remember, just because we whined more than any class ever did doesn't mean we didn't love you. We still do. Thank you very much. Yep, come on. Give it up for Miss Eggers. Miss Rowe. AP Statistics has to be my favorite class I've ever taken. No matter what anyone has ever said, Miss Rowe, stat was fun, I learned a lot, and you're one of the best teachers on this planet. Now, this was also the year we were introduced to the dreaded Miller test. Mr. Miller's pre-AP U.S. History course was legendary for its test, and the legends were true. Somehow, we managed to get through our junior year together and arrived here at senior year. And we always hear about it, the glamour, the ease, the wonders of being the top dogs on campus, and let me tell you, for the most part, the legends are true. This year has gone pretty smooth. Miss Riggs, you're amazing. And despite the ease of this year, we did truly learn valuable lessons. Miss Barnett, you've taught your AP Bio classes the greatest lesson of all. Hot glass looks exactly like cold glass. Behind these several years of schooling has been the greatest support system any kid could ever ask for. Up in the stands today sit some of the strongest, most supportive, and most loving people I know, my family. Some of the teachers and others I've had the pleasure of having in my life have also had a huge impact on me. Aunt Lisa, Uncle Scotty, Megan, Courtney, Josh, Matt, Brittany, Aunt Lisa, Aunt Glenda, Eric, Jeanette, James, Uncle Rodney, Uncle Brad, and the list goes on and on. To my family, you are all the reason I'm standing here today. I love you all more than you could ever imagine. Thank you very much. Amber, yeah, go ahead. Family, it's wonderful. It's good. Amber, this is the girl I actually tricked into going out with me for the past 2 years. Thank you, darling, for everything that you've put up with and for knocking me in the head when I needed it. Thank you. I have many mothers and fathers in this room today. Mr. Bratton, since 5th grade, you've been there. You've helped me through some odd times in my life while only yelling at me a small portion of the time, and have been like another dad to me and many others sitting on this floor today. Mr. Miller, I know you hate sappy stuff, but you're going to get over it. Since I've joined student council, I've always looked up to you. You always stand up for what you believe in. You've always helped me whenever I needed it, and have been like another father to me. Thank you for helping me through these teenage years by guiding me while still allowing me to be who I am. Miss Chapman, what can I say? You're freaking crazy. I know I got into theater at a late start, but it's been a wonderful experience. You've helped me through everything from relationship to family stuff, and I couldn't be more thankful for my mom number 2. Miss Stacy and Justin, I don't know where they are, but they're here. There they are. Thank you so much for believing in me and allowing me every opportunity possible. Mr. Graham, you're the man, and I feel great leaving my alma mater in your capable hands. Thank you for everything. Mr. Allen, I cannot even begin to describe the impact you've had on my life. Thank you for everything you've ever done for me, and I love you and Miss Oldman as though you were my own parents. Mom. Y'all, my mom's amazing. Mom, there's no hope of me describing how much it means to me you being in my corner, but it does, and thank you. Dad, most of you know my dad is the guy who's directing traffic on the days you actually manage to get into the parking lot on time. But to me, he's quite a bit more than that. He's the guy who's done it all, the guy who never buckles, the guy that no matter what will go to the ends of the earth for his family. He's my role model, my hero. Even though he's been responsible for the scariest moment in my life, Sarah Doty, you know what I'm talking about, then I get the pleasure of calling this man Dad. Thank you. I don't know where he is. Thank you, Dad. Now for the inspirational part of the speech so we can all move on with our lives. Why have I told you these highly personal anecdotes, you may be asking? Well, here it is. Graduates, all of these people around us here today, the people I've mentioned and many more, these are the people who've made us who we are. They have impacted our lives, some more than they realize, and have molded us into the men and women who sit here today. They have taught us lessons that we need to take away from here and continue to apply to our lives. These people have given us everything we need in order to follow our dreams. Class of 2015, we are the greatest generation. We have the ability to change the world when the world needs it most. We have to step forward and grab the torch that is being handed to us. And we have to run faster than we've ever ran into our lives. Today, seniors, that torch is ours. The future that stands before us is bright. It is gleaming with opportunity, but we must seize it. Today is our day. This time is our time. We must go forth and change the world. It's our turn. This milestone in our lives here today is merely a stepping stone into the fast-paced reality of the world around us, and we must not fear it, but tackle it with a passion that the world has never seen. I'll leave you with this. Stay true to whom you are. Be yourself, and you have a power unlike any other. And follow your heart. A wise man once said, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Class of 2015, here is my charge to you. Stay hungry, stay foolish. Thank you.
Thank you, Spencer. Now I'd like to welcome Valedictorian Zach Passmore.
Beyonce once said, "If everything was perfect, you would never learn and you would never grow." Not only is Beyonce probably the best dancer on the planet, she's also extremely inspiring. One way Beyonce inspires us all is by telling us to be flawless. I'm going to help Queen Bee out a bit here and tell you guys how I think we can all live flawless lives. First of all, none of us would be here if we didn't have people that help us along the way. So the first step in living a flawless life is to thank the people who have gotten you where you are. For example, I would like to thank a few people in my life. First, thank you to my parents for always providing me with everything I needed to succeed. Thank you to Nan for always being there for me, spoiling me, and buying me McDonald's on the way home from clogging practice. Thank you to the following teachers for helping to prepare me for college. Miss McLeod, you gave me a love for literature that hasn't let up. Miss Rowe and Mr. Miller, thank you for teaching me how to study, while making myself learn how to study because I'm going to need that in the future. Miss Riggs, you were always supportive and super positive and never let any of us miss a single senior reminder. And Miss Barnett, you were always there to talk about life and breakfast foods which has helped me mature and discover myself more. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Ms. Chapman. You had to deal with me this whole year, which is an accomplishment in and of itself, and you also helped me discover my true passion in life. Thank you to all my friends who have always been here for me and supported me unconditionally. I consider you guys family. And Laura Olinger, I'm glad you're my best friend and you're always there to make me pizza at Mario's. Now, the second step in living a flawless life is dreaming. Dreaming can be a way to escape the reality of a bad situation or an expression of hope and desires. Common dreams include getting married and raising a family, landing a stable job, performing on Broadway, and those are just to name a few. A lot of times, however, people will tell you that dreams are just dreams and that they can never become reality. I don't think this is the case. Anyone can achieve what they set out to do, which brings me to my next point. The third step to a flawless life is accepting your dreams and accepting yourself. There's no way you can achieve what you've set your mind to if you never admit to yourself what those true dreams are. Sometimes, our dreams can be so far-fetched or lofty that we often get discouraged by how difficult it seems to reach them. However, Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." The people who accept their dreams and aspire to make them come true are the ones who fuel our world. They give us leadership, entertainment, and new science. Along with accepting your dreams, though, you must accept yourself. Everyone needs to look inside themselves and see who they truly are. Once you know who you are and what you stand for, you will be able to accomplish anything. Don't think realizing yourself is an easy task, however. Believe me, it can be very tough and painful. But once you do, life will be so much sweeter. The final way to live a flawless life is to achieve your goals and achieve what you want for your life. This step is no walk in the park. The real world is a dark and scary place, so I've heard. So we're going to have to work really hard to achieve what we want in life. Shakespeare wrote, "It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves." Everyone has the potential and the drive to achieve what they dream, and it's going to be amazing seeing what all the Westside class of 2015 accomplishes after high school. Once again, thank you to Westside and its teachers, faculty, and other students for helping to make my high school experience surreal. And thank you to Ms. Riggs for that vocabulary word. I will never forget any of you, and you will always hold a special place in my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. I'd like to welcome Valedictorian Emily Oldman.
Hello, fellow seniors, administration, faculty, family, and guests. So, I really didn't know how to start this speech, even though I received the Oral Com Award last year. So yes, Mr. Bowen, I do know how to speak, as you reminded me on the stage of that day. First, welcome parents and friends for coming out today to come and celebrate Mr. Trent Doty's birthday. He told me to put him in my speech, so you're welcome. It seems like it was just yesterday that we were receiving our kindergarten diploma on the football field in the blazing sun and unaware that we had 12 years of school left until we received the actual diploma. I've learned many things throughout the years in high school. As an 8th grader, I didn't know that finding my class in a circle, might I add, is harder than you think, Dad. I learned many things or stuff, Mrs. Jennifer Combs, from teachers that I didn't realize. I didn't know that Mr. Miller owned a hallway in the school. I hear Mrs. Barnett always saying that because God made it that way wasn't the correct answer for any science question. But I hate to disagree, Mrs. Barnett. Jesus is the answer. Even though I never used it on your AP biology test, the temptation was oh so great. I didn't know teachers gave out homework during holidays until I had Mrs. Loveladies' class. I mean, is math really that important? And in AP statistics, Mrs. Rowe, no math problem is a cute problem. And to Mrs. Riggs, who has taught us to love writing essays in AP Lit. Only just a little, but don't let her know I said that. Mrs. Hoots, we really did give a hoot during your physical science class. I would also like to recognize a teacher that has been with me for 8 very long years, Mr. Bratton. Did I mention it has been 8 very long years? Even though we've had our music differences during the 8 very long years, which there were a lot, I will always appreciate everything you've taught me. In all seriousness, I want to thank every teacher who I have had, and thank you for helping me become the person I am today. I couldn't have done it without you to help me through all of my challenges during school. I want to thank Mrs. Hoots for being the teacher that always kept me level-headed. She taught me that I needed to look at the other person's perspective, even though I know I'm always right. Just ask my parents. I want to thank Mrs. Barnett for letting me rant to her every morning of this year about any problems that I've had and had to face. Mrs. Riggs, I really did start to enjoy writing essays. I want to thank you for helping me become a better writer this year. I know now I have the potential to write great essays or speeches. I want to thank Mr. Young for giving me a new perspective and an appreciation for AP Calculus. Last but not least, I want to thank Mr. Griffin, who has created so many memories, not just for me, but for most of the graduating class. I'll always remember, if we mentioned the Razorbacks just once about being better than the Red Wolves, he would give us the biggest lecture on how that information is false. I know he is looking down on us, smiling, knowing we finally made it to one of the biggest milestones of our lives. I would like to thank the graduates of 2015 for also helping me become the person I am today. For me, I think we have been more of a family than any other grade. Just like any family, we all have our ups and downs, but we forgive each other and move on. I couldn't have asked for a better class to graduate with. I want to personally thank Sarah Doty, Samantha Brown, Megan McCarthy, and Madison Wise for being my best friends during our time here at Westside. Even though we'll part when college time comes, I will never forget you. You have been with me during the times I needed someone to just talk my problems with, and I couldn't have asked for better friends than you. Lastly, I want to thank my family members, and specifically my parents. They have helped me push through all the times I wanted to be lazy or just quit when it got too hard. They taught me that no matter what, they will always be there for me, even if I want them to be or not. Y'all have been my rock through school, and it's going to be hard to go off to college without seeing you every day, but I know we can do it together. I love you guys, and I couldn't have asked for a better set of parents. Graduates of 2015, I would like to leave you with a quote by A.M. Sawyer. When your dreams are reaching for the stars, there's no point in keeping your feet on the ground. Take a chance and leap. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily, and salutatorians and valedictorians, for those encouraging words and the extra effort that you've put forth to receive this honor. Senior band members, please proceed to take your seats with the Westside High School Band for your last performance as a Westside student. Our band is directed by Nathan Bratton and assisted by Sarah Garland. Thank you, Westside Band, for that wonderful performance. I would like to introduce Mr. Stephen Tarver, the high school counselor. He will announce the amount of scholarship money that has been earned by the Westside graduates. Mr. Tarver?
Well, good evening. It's my privilege and it's my pleasure, and it's been my honor to call myself your counselor. This is a great group of students, and when I think they came into this year, I'm not sure they realized sometimes how much work goes into achieving the amount of money that they've achieved. I'm going to announce the amount in just a minute, but I'd like to say the total amount would be impressive for a group twice this size. This is the total private and public institutional scholarship amount. For the class of 2015, your amount is $2,044,880. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Congratulations, seniors. Can I get a loan, please? Thank you, Mr. Tarver. Now Dr. Brian Duffy will take the podium for some remarks. Dr. Duffy?
There's a certain number of faculty that always get nervous when I come up to a podium, thinking I'm going to say something that distracts the message. So I just want to say, Coach Moore, I promise not to embarrass you in front of everyone. Just want you to know that, okay? All right. Seniors, this night is a celebration of your academic achievements over the last several years. In a recent commencement address, the speaker said the following, and I strongly believe it applies today. Your families are extremely proud of you. You can't imagine the sense of relief they are experiencing right now. This would be the most opportune time to ask for money. I will tell you, Westside is committed to learn and committed to lead. This is not just a slogan. It is part of our vision for the future of Westside. You and the teachers sitting with you are the reason you are achieving our mission as a school district. By being here tonight, you have reached one milestone in your commitment to learn and commitment to lead. Many of you have completed advanced placement and concurrent college credit classes while juggling multiple activities in the fine arts, athletics, and other programs. Many of you will continue your education, whether it is a 2-year or 4-year college or a technical certification program. Several of you have completed courses of study in career and technical education fields while being involved in FFA, FBLA, FCCLA, JROTC, and Skills USA. This has earned you industry certification as well as concurrent college credit to continue your path to your chosen career. Some of you have decided to serve our country in the armed forces and pursue a career within your chosen branch of service. You have committed to learn and committed to lead in so many ways that I will not be able to list them all tonight. I truly hope that you appreciate the guidance that your teachers have given to you over the years. They believe in excellence in everything they do, and I hope you will carry those lessons with you for a lifetime. Graduation is also a time where many people give you advice as you decide your life's journey. I am sure your parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, and many other relatives and friends have given you much advice over these last several weeks. And I'm sure you just want more advice right now, don't you? Well, you're going to receive a little bit more advice from one more person. Miss Lindsay James, our current Westside School District Teacher of the Year, will share some words of wisdom with you. Miss James.
Good evening. First, I would like to thank the administration for giving me this opportunity to speak to you guys tonight. When Dr. Duffy first asked me to offer some words of wisdom for our graduates, Several thoughts went through my head simultaneously. The first one was, I'm terrified of public speaking, and I'm going to turn red. And these graduates know exactly what I'm talking about because they've seen it. The second thought was, what if I trip walking to the stage? And my third and most important thought was, how in the world can I tell these special people all that I would want to tell them in just a few minutes? I promise I will keep this short. Obviously, I could speak to you for days about the importance of education, but the fact that you're here shows that you understand the importance of education and what it will do for your future. So, I've decided to take my cue from Cinderella's mother. If you don't remember anything I've said to you over the years, I hope that you remember these words. Have courage and be kind. Courage is defined as the quality of mind or spirit that enables a person to face difficulty, danger, pain, etc. without fear. But I like to think of courage as being scared to death and doing it anyway. It takes courage to stand up for what you believe in. It takes courage to persevere when others have given up. And it takes courage to find your place in this world. I've seen you guys display countless acts of courage in many situations, and I pray that you will continue to do so. Kind, in this sense, is defined as a person of good or benevolent nature or disposition. Unfortunately, kindness seems to be something that has fallen by the wayside in our culture. Although kindness often involves small tasks that seem insignificant at times, it can mean the world to a person on whom this kindness is bestowed. One of my favorite quotes is, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle." It is my hope that, no matter what, you will always be kind, because kindness can change our world. I love you guys. Congratulations on your accomplishments, and I hope you remember that you always have people in your corner at Westside. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. James. This group of graduates is very special to me. And for those of you who have attended Westside for several years, you are my last class of fifth graders when I was principal at the middle school. You have grown from young boys and girls to young men and women. And there's a redheaded young man in that group that's very special to me as well. There are many funny stories I could tell people about you in your younger years. However, I'll save that for later. I see a few squirming around there in their seats. I won't even tell you what I dealt with Dakota Crabtree on many years ago. Just kidding, Dakota. I am acutely aware that I am the person standing between you and those diplomas. So I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you and your accomplishments. I wish you the best as you make decisions that will impact your future. Congratulations, Westside class of 2015. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Duffy. Seniors, we will now begin the awarding of the diplomas. Valedictorian, Emily Joyce Oldman. Valedictorian, Zachary Blake Passmore. Salutatorian, Ronald Andrew Slavin. Salutatorian, Ashley Nicole Smith. Salutatorian, Spencer Mackenzie Vaughn. Caitlin Jade Belding. Sarah Taylor Broadway. Samantha Leanne Brown. Madison Hope Doss. Zachary Connor Caples. Sarah Brianne Doty. Raven Lachey Gold, presented by Colonel Tanner. Kennedy Judy Carmetta Hayden. Nicole Lindsay Hawthorne. Colton Miles Hart. Megan Renee McCarthy. Tyler Austin Hart. Laura Elizabeth Olinger. Zachary Tyler Preston. Kristen Nicole Smith. Caleb Andrew Price. Jessica Braden Baker. Diploma submitted by Mr. Parks. Cody Lane Banda. Mr. Parks. Mr. Parks. Hannah Ray Bowen. Molly Ray Brooks. Hunter Dylan Burns. Leanne Marie Carlisle. Caitlin Renee Carr. Michael Irby Carr. Anna Marie Carter. Spencer Richmond Cassidy. Dakota Chase Crabtree. Natalie Danielle Davis. Thomas Alexander Kraft. Hannah Elizabeth Dorton, presented by Mr. Parks. Joel Dement. Rebecca Christine Easton. Kevin Michael Douglas, presented by Colonel Tanner. Mackenzie Jade Edison, presented by Colonel Tanner. Nathan Alexander Duffy. Cynthia Guadalupe Espatilla. Austin Tate Dunaway. Brinkley Paige Ferentz. Josh Duran Eagle, presented by Colonel Tanner. Elena Lee Fortenberry. Ian Clay Evans, presented by Mr. Parks. McKaylee Jordan Foster. Nathan Allen Feeser, presented by Mr. Parks. Sabrina Jade Gaines. Corey Allen Gibson. Brittany Nicole Goforth. Preston Chase Hargrove. Dallas Skylar Gott. Charles Wesley Harrell. Justice Don Hendricks. Jerry Allen Jackson. Lauren Evelyn Hoffman. Hunter Thomas Johnson, presented by Mr. Parks. Madison Taylor Hopkins. Jacob Tyler Key, presented by Mr. Alan Oman. Catherine Veronica House. Kelsey Marie Jones. Derek Lamar McGee Jr., presented by Mr. Dupuis. Nicole Christine Kellums. Chase Levi Mickelson. Tara Colleen Kendrick. Colton Wesley Moon. Brittany K. Kibbe. Tanner Jacob Petro. Jessica Nicole Langston. Chris Lee Pearson. Madison Noel Manley. Logan Chad Powell. Brittany Maria McIntosh. Dustin O'Neill Prophet. Madeline Elizabeth Moix. Tristan Todd Pry. Kelsey Desiree Montgomery. Dylan James Roberts. Alexis Brianne Prim. Austin Blake Ryan. Abigail Olivia Ray. Jonathan Garrett Wayne Schrader. Presented by Mr. Dupuy. Emily Lynn Simmons. Lane Chase Sprinkle. Kimberly Renee Smith. Nicholas Alexander Scott. Chase Heaven Lee Thompson. Cody Thomas Tubbs. Alicia Marie Vinson. Aaron Stacy Williams. Adriana Tyler Wallen. Kirk David Williams. Madison Lane Wise. Kyle Wesley Williams. Alexandra Rose Ziegler. Blake Christopher Woods. Let's give all our graduates one more round of applause. Senior choir members, please proceed to the risers with our Westside High School choir for your last performance as a Westside student. The choir is directed by Nessa Bratton.
As you leave this place, as you say goodbye with a smile on your face, or tears in your eyes, though you leave behind all that's familiar, rest assured you are not alone. Let the river be your guide, let the sun be your warmth, let the trees be your shelter, let the wind be your force. You have nothing to fear, nothing to hide, and remember I am always by your side and in your heart.
Now the world awaits the difference you can make using all that you have learned. Make this world a better place.
As you venture forth into tomorrow, rest assured you are not alone. Let the river be your guide, let the sun be your warmth, let the trees be your shelter, let the wind be your force. You have nothing to fear, nothing to hide, and remember I am always by your side. There is no mountain you can't climb, no storm that you cannot weather.
There's no
desert you can't cross, no ocean you can't sail, for our hearts will always be together. Let the river be your guide, let the sun be your warmth, let the trees be your shelter, let the wind be your force. You have nothing to fear, nothing to hide, and remember I am always by your side. You have nothing to fear,
you have
nothing to hide, and remember I am always by your side and in your heart. By your side, in your heart.
Please rise for the alma mater.
Hail to thee, our alma mater, to our school we're true. Forward is our conquering watchword, we'll remember
Choir members, please join your class. Thank you, Westside Choir. You may be seated. Students, please stand. That was a small sock out. By the authority vested in me by the Superintendent of Schools, the Westside School Board, and the Arkansas Department of Education, I hereby confirm that each of you have met the requirements or exceeded them set forth by the Arkansas Department of Education and the Westside Consolidated School District. I now declare you graduates of Westside High School. Congratulations, seniors. Please rise for the recessional. Thank you for coming tonight. This concludes our ceremony.